there are monkeys on the loose in South Carolina.
The 43 rhesus macaques made a break for it on Wednesday, escaping from the Alpha Genesis Primate Research Center in Yemassee, South Carolina.
The caretaker was doing her normal routine. She failed to secure the doors, and the monkeys basically just bolted through the opening. They're very social monkeys, and they travel in groups. So when the first couple go out the door, the others tend to just follow right along.
So the reason why they got out was literally monkey see, monkey do.
Absolutely.
President and CEO Greg Westergaard says the monkeys, which are used for vaccine development, are hanging out in the woods near the facility. A bystander says he saw the escape, although the video he recorded could not be verified by CBS News.
I think they're having an adventure.
The fugitive primates are described as cat-sized adolescent females.
You want it?
I met a similar species on assignment in Sri Lanka. In a statement to CBS News, the CDC said the monkeys pose no threat to public health as long as people do not come in contact with them.
Hoping for a happy ending. That's the number one important thing to me.
Dave Malkoff, CBS News, Atlanta.
Telling me that monkeys don't pose a threat to my health unless I come in contact with them is the most obvious statement that I've ever heard. That's like saying drunk driving isn't a problem as long as you don't drive drunk. That's like saying the monkeys won't hurt me if I don't come in contact with them. I'm sorry. Coming in contact with monkeys in South Carolina sounds weird, but also it sounds completely normal. This is the South. People try to keep anything and everything as pets. So the fact that you're going to try to get all 43 of these monkeys back is insane, because somebody's going to get them. They're going to give they're going to give them boiled peanuts. Somebody's going to give them boiled peanuts and make them their pet. And they're just going to like probably put a diaper on them. I don't know. But bruh, what is going on? But yeah, this is the Alpha Genesis plant in South Carolina. They experiment on monkeys basically with vaccine development. And essentially, it's the COVID-19 vaccine that they use. Prior to that, it was AIDS and STD treatments that they were experimenting on these monkeys as far as that goes. South Carolina, specifically the Department of Infectious Disease and Allergy, has been experimenting on these monkeys since 1979 in this state. There's even an island off the coast of South Carolina. There is an island, a whole island with 4,000 rhesus macaque monkeys. These are the type of monkeys that escaped. So the rhesus macaque monkey, they are considered one of the closest towards humans and also small enough to experiment on. And they're highly smart. They're one of the smartest monkeys that are out there. They're one of the most social monkeys that are out there. They even have a social and political structure within their troops. So whoever this main monkey is that convinced the rest of them to go, he's the leader. So they're going back whenever that monkey says they're going back. And the reason why the rhesus macaque monkey is experimented on is because they have a long genetic diversity, but they adapt to multiple different climates. So for example, you could find rhesus macaque monkeys in the mountains of like Pakistan, Afghanistan, where it gets really cold. And then you could also find them in North Africa where it's warm, and in China, in the mountains of China where it's also really cold. So you could find them in a variety of different places, and they adapt differently to their surroundings. But at the same time, they're all still the same rhesus macaque monkey. And the thing is that they're small. They're like 5 to 7 pounds, really, really tiny guys. But when they're young, they're extremely docile. But when they hit those teenage years and also their adult years, they become very, very aggressive. So when the police department is like, yo, stay away from them, they mean that shit. Stay away from them. Don't touch them. But this isn't the first time that this has happened. 8 years ago in 2016, 19 monkeys escaped from the same facility. They were recaptured about 6 hours later. But these monkeys that have escaped now are leaving. Like they don't want anything to do with that area. They're gone. They can travel anywhere from 2 to 9 miles a day. That's a huge range. The rhesus macaque monkey has been used for experimentation since the late 1800s. Now, what did medicine look like in the late 1800s? It didn't exist. So essentially back then they were just chopping these monkeys up, seeing what they look like inside. A lot of it had to do with eugenics and also race science to see how closely related monkeys were to humans, specifically black people and people that shared melanin and different skin tones. The first study of these monkeys being used for experimentation was in 1893, and it described the anatomy and of advanced pregnancy. In 1925, the Carnegie Science Institute had set up a breeding population of monkeys to study embryology and fertility. I'm reading this off of a science article. One reason that the animal's popularity was so important was because, like I mentioned, these monkeys have the largest natural range and biodiversity of any non-human primate, stretching from Afghanistan to India to China and North Africa. The other reason is because the rhesus macaque, as primates go, are pretty hardy species. This is Eve Cooper from eLife Research Papers, leading author of biology professor. They can live under a variety of conditions, and they can be bred under conditions that are relatively easy to maintain. So they're breedable. In the 1950s, the monkey's kidneys were used in the polio vaccine. NASA used the monkeys during the space race in the 1960s, according to a brief history of animals in space on NASA's website. For example, the rhesus monkey named Miss Sam was launched in 1960 in a Mercury capsule and went 1,800 miles per hour at an altitude of 9 miles in the air. She was retrieved in overall good condition. They threw a monkey in 9 miles in the sky. They threw a monkey 9 miles in the sky. She was also returned to her training facility until her death on an unknown date. In 2007, the monkeys were used to map the human genome. Scientists unraveled the DNA of the rhesus macaque. The species shares about 93% of its DNA with humans, even though the macaques branched off from the ape family about 25 million years ago. Humans and chimpanzees, though, share 99% of the same DNA. But I find this to be crazy. Not only that they're experimenting on monkeys in 2024, but also the fact that they can't seem to control them and they keep losing them. Every 8 to 10 years, they keep losing these monkeys. But yeah, what do you think? Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you.